What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Married to Reality. I'm your co-host, John, here with my wife and co-host. She is not a motherfucking witch hoe. Although Halloween is coming up, so anything's possible. It's the one and only Teresa.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? Yeah, Halloween. It's one of my favorite holidays, right there with Christmas and Thanksgiving. Very American.
You really love all major holidays, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't love the 4th of July and all that. I don't get it. I understand the point. I just don't like the celebrations.
Teresa, It's not for you.
I know, but I am part of the society.
Not everything is for everyone. Independence Day is not for you.
Apparently. Well, love Halloween because it's something we don't have and don't do in Czech. Although, like, in the past years, people do celebrate it, they throw parties, but it's not like here. People don't decorate. People don't go all the way in and out.
We love any chance to decorate.
And any chance to dress up and wear couples costumes. Like, we haven't even come up with this year's theme.
The ball's in your court for that.
I know. I always have great ideas, and I feel like last year you had a great idea, and we did it.
Dwight and Michael Scott.
No, that was my idea. Your idea.
Thanks,
Your
Teresa.
idea was the Groundhog Day.
Oh, that's right.
That was so good.
That
You
was a good
lift me up in the air.
Our patron friends know what we're talking about. Yeah, we really did a whole production. We did quite the production. That was ridiculous. Yeah, that was good. We've got a good track record of couples costumes.
Oh, we are the queens and kings of couples costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Okay.
we always, like, this is how we do it. We don't just go to the store and buy it, right? We make it.
I don't think we've ever bought a couples costume.
Now, we buy parts.
Of course.
To make it, but we've never bought a costume.
No, not prepackaged ketchup and mustard.
No.
Come on.
No, fuck that.
Whoa. We're a little more original than that, right?
Our first couple's costume was awesome, and we came up with it randomly by, like, walking around Halloween stores and going to a bar drinking because we were like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna be?
We put unnecessary pressure on ourselves for that costume because I think it was our first couple's costume.
Yeah.
We were down in the village in New York.
It was your work party. Well,
it
not
was
work, but you went with your work people.
work adjacent. It was like a vendor of ours who we went to. But yeah, it was our first couple's costume. It was a big coming out for us. And so
Big coming out.
I think we really wanted to do it big. We should have gone as Darcy and Stacy. But yeah, we were down in the village because there's an incredible Halloween costume store there. And we were walking the aisles and couldn't find anything. And we literally had to, like, call timeouts and be like, we need to collect ourselves. We need a better game plan. Let's go to the bar. Like, and we would leave the store and go get drinks, then go back in and be like, I don't know. And finally, I think you saw this light up shark hat
that I loved.
And I was like, okay, that's cool. What can we do with that? Am I a boogie boarder getting attacked by a shark? Am I a fish? Am I a shark? And then we realized we had the lifeguard sweatshirt.
It was a couple months after our first vacation in Maine. Shout out to Maine. We love Maine.
Shout out to a gun.
And we bought matching lifeguard sweatshirts.
Yes.
And you got I got the gray one, but you got the real red one.
I got the red one.
So we decided we are going as Shark Attack.
Yes. So Teresa was the shark.
No, I was being eaten by a shark.
That's true. The hat made it look like you were being eaten.
Yeah. Put a little bit of blood on my face
Yes,
as the shark was, like, biting.
And I was the lifeguard trying to save you. So I had, like, I think the zinc on my nose, like and then I was attacked too. I was bleeding, and I had the sweatshirt.
It was a big hit. It was a big hit.
I had the inflatable floaty thing too, I believe.
Did you?
I think so.
I don't think we went that far.
I need an accessory. I feel like I had.
I was your accessory.
Yeah, absolutely true.
But yeah, it was great. I dressed up as my casual self, a little bit of a leather jacket, just like, oh, I fell into the ocean and I'm being eaten by a shark.
Well, time is running out. We have about 2 weeks to.
I know. But yeah,
costume.
this wasn't just a shark attack. It was also, it turned into a party shark costume.
True, the shark lit up.
Yes. So I was like, the more drinks I had, the more of a party shark I became.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. So that has nothing to do with this episode, but
No, but listen, if you say Halloween to me, I'm not going to dismiss the comment. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to share anything I can.
I love it. I love when you get excited about things
Thank
like
you.
that. It's the little things in life. So, all right, stay tuned for a couple's costume coming to maybe a screen or a podcast near you. I don't know.
Ooh, we may or may not dress up as usual, guys, so don't get your hopes up.
Yes, but we're not here to talk about Halloween. We're here to talk about this horror show that is 90 Day Fiancé. Although still so far so good. I'm loving it. There's nothing too off-putting or scary.
I am loving it.
There are some skeletons in closets and other freaky things taking place, but we'll get into all of that and more in a second. Before we do, real quick, a little business. We're on Patreon. We're on Supercast. We're over there talking about The Other Way. What a season. I say it every time I talk about this season. It's so good.
So good.
Have you guys heard of a man called Sarper? Because he's on this season, and he's fantastic. There's also a couple called Brandon and Mary, who are quite the characters. Everyone really on that show is quite the character. So if you guys want to hear our thoughts on that, come on over to the Patreon or the Supercast, patreon.com/marriedtoreality, marriedtoreality.supercast.com. We're having fun over there. Also, make sure you're following us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pods, where we keep you updated with things. We post memes once in a while. But most importantly, most fun, it's where you guys can call in. It's where we can message with you guys, where you can talk to us.
Absolutely.
Love talking to you guys, so follow along.
I love talking to you guys.
True. One day Teresa will let me chime in. But that's on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod, so check it out. Also, make sure you're just following the podcast wherever you're listening, because hate to say it, but one day the last resort will come to an end and we'll replace it with something else. Equally,
Exactly.
if not better than the last resort. But if you don't want to have to check your calendar and follow along on social media every day and say, what's happening? What's the next podcast? When's it going to drop? Just follow the podcast. Then as soon as we drop something, it'll come right to your device. It's so easy to do. Just look down, smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it's as hot as the gift that Gino left for Jasmine in the toilet.
Oh, hot and steamy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Gino. Ew, ew.
Whoops.
Living the bachelor life for way too long.
Yeah. So Smash Like It says, how does that? I will not repeat it. And last but not least, if you guys could leave us a review. You guys know we are suckers for love. If you haven't left a review, we would love if you could. If you leave us a 5-star review and you write something, we'll read it on this podcast right here.
Do you have any?
Not only do I have any, I have one from our longtime friend, good friend of the pod, South Jersey Pete.
Hello, South Jersey Pete.
Hello.
Shout out to our friend who always talks to us, always sends us his thoughts, and we love it.
SJ Pete, South Jersey Pete. We love hearing from you, and we love when you leave us a review like this. 5 stars, titled From South Jersey Pete. So there's
I love that.
no confusion. We know who to
Just be
blame.
straightforward. We love it.
We know who to blame for this one. SJP says, the chemistry and love these two have when discussing the various train wrecks they podcast about are so much fun. It feels like I have 2 new friends.
Woo!
Teresa is responsive on Instagram.
Oh, thank you. I am really trying my best.
I would be if she allowed me to be, but okay. We got to give Teresa something to do over there.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I am the man for and the woman for social media.
Okay.
I am the king of social media.
You should see. Teresa's like climbing onto the table right now. She's so fired up.
I'm not just the CEO and the president. I'm the king and the queen.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Teresa's responsive on Instagram. Now, please cover the ultimatum lesbian style.
Ooh.
I remember South Jersey was very into the ultimatum the last season, but we did not cover that.
We did not, unfortunately, but it's just we have so much to cover, and maybe one day if they come up with a second season and we have the time to squeeze it in, we will. But guys, and Pete, we have so many awesome things we cover, so I hope you still enjoy us.
Yes. Thank you, South Jersey Pete.
Thank you, South Jersey Pete.
What a beautiful review, and we love hearing from you all the time, so keep calling in.
Keep calling in, yes, and thank you for all the love.
All right. That's the business. Before we get into the meat of this episode, what about we do a little 90-day by the way?
Let's do it.
Okay. Number 1. Lita, that ray of sunshine of Lita and Eric, has been arrested.
Oh my God, I do remember her. She was very aggressive in a way. Why do I remember her being aggressive?
She wanted to like kick the kids out of the apartment or something. And she was a little spoiled back in her country. I think she had maids and a beautiful home. And then
Are they still together?
Well, she may be in prison soon.
Isn't he a cop?
Oh,
I thought he was some sort of a.
He was in the military, I believe. But I don't know. I don't know if he's an officer of the law. But she has had some contact with an officer or two of the law because, yes, she's been arrested after allegedly using her place of work to steal thousands of dollars.
What?
Mm-hmm. So
what does she do?
she works at, I think it was like a glass factory or something. But according to police in Wisconsin, that's where they're living, Lita made fraudulent payments and withdrawals to several outside business accounts and customers using her company's account info. So some fraud going on here, a little financial fraud.
Oh, boy. How many years do you get for that?
I don't know. But police say some victims have reported several thousands of dollars missing from their accounts. And so she's now facing charges of theft from a business setting, forgery, and wire fraud against a financial institution.
5 to 10 years.
It could be. I don't know. Maybe not. If it's only a few $1,000s, I don't think you'd
It's not the money. It's the thought and the act that counts.
It's the fraud that counts.
Exactly.
No, that's not how the justice system
and
works.
I'm clearly not a police. As you just heard, I'm the queen and the king.
That's not how the justice system works. You do the crime, you pay the time. But I don't know exactly what this crime is. It'll be.
She seemed like such a posh goody. Like, yeah, like I have a fancy this, fancy that. Come from fancy, have a fancy son, have a fancy education, and look at her now.
Oh yeah, was she a doctor? She wanted to go to med school, or
yes, she was a doctor,
or she wanted to go to med school in the States.
No, I think she either was a doctor and needed some extra classes to be able to practice it, or she was on the way.
What a
One
moron.
or the other, but totally, what a moron.
What a moron. Don't steal.
Don't steal. People work hard.
Especially not from your business.
Just don't steal at all. Like, people should just be nice and love each other and just let's make peace everywhere.
I agree with that. So, okay. Number 2. Ashley of this season. Ashley.
Okay. Witchy Ashley
has her own podcast called The Goddess Complex.
All right.
She describes it as an eclectic podcast.
What does it mean?
Well, it's a podcast that deals with a smattering of topics.
What does that mean?
It's eclectic. There's a lot going on.
I want you to answer this for me and all our foreign friends.
What do you mean? I don't know what you're asking.
Well, explain what it means. What does eclectic means?
Eclectic.
Eclectic?
Eclectic. Like electronic eclectic.
Even worse.
Like email, eclectic.
Okay, then.
There used to be eclectic. And then the 90s came around and people were like, well, we could just do this online. It's eclectic. Boogie, woogie, woogie. No, the word is eclectic, Teresa.
Okay, what is it?
Eclectic is like diverse and broad, like a range of like, oh, she's got an eclectic style. Like it's a little bit of this, it's a little bit of that.
Okay.
A mix of things.
Okay.
It's eclectic. So her podcast is eclectic. I know, don't use the word to define the word, but it's an eclectic podcast. It covers many layers of spiritual development, from, now I'm reading, star seeds and rituals to running an online business and moon magic.
I love some moon magic.
I don't know what that is.
Remember when we went to Sedona and we did the stargazing?
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Okay. I don't know if that's moon magic. That's more moon gazing.
It's more like Saturn gazing.
Sure.
Remember we saw the planet?
Yeah.
Did you feel connected?
A little bit.
So maybe you're close to all this than you think you are.
Oh, well, all right. So the podcast covers all the topics involved with spirituality. She's released quite a few episodes so far, 130 episodes and counting.
All right.
Some titles. I've been keeping something from you.
Ooh.
Okay, this is pretty apropos to this season with Manuel. A self-sabotage in business. All right. It's got a 5-star rating. As I said, 130 episodes. I don't think I'll be a listener, but if anyone listening to this is interested in listening to that, find it on your podcast player of choice. Search The Goddess Complex.
Nice. I'm sure Darcy and Stacy hit the subscribe button because Darcy and Stacy.
Oh, goddess.
Yeah, the goddess. I think they just see the word goddess, like, smash it. Smash it like it's as hot as us.
Yeah, you may be right. Okay. That is 90 Day, by the way.
Sweet. You did some good digging this week.
I had to do what I had to do, Teresa.
All right.
All right, you keep being the royalty of social media, and I'll keep digging in the corners of the internet.
I may put it on my business card.
All right.
The royalty of social media.
Okay, social media royalty. All right. The reason we're here, Sunday night, 90 Day Fiancé, Season 10, Episode 2. And let's start with the goddess herself. The witch.
Ashley and Manuel.
Yeah.
You know, speaking the whole, what was the word? Eclectic?
Eclectic.
Eclectic. I used to watch this telenovela, and there was this guy, Emmanuel. And I have this need of keep saying it.
Electric Manuel.
Or email.
Electronic Manuel.
Electronic Manuel.
Yeah.
But I have to remind myself it's just Manuel. That's not Emmanuel.
You know how there's manual cars and then there's standard cars? Like Manuel has the gear shifter. It should be Manuel or Manual and Emmanuel. Because it's like it's like you're not doing it.
That's very good.
The electronic components are.
I love manual cars. You can't drive them as the American in the
Well, I used to know how in high school I could drive, but
no, you can't.
I haven't in 20 plus years.
I would not sit in a manual car with you.
Yeah, you sit in my manual car.
Gee.
Okay.
All right.
Oh my
We're
God.
heading to the airport.
I'm ugly crying. I'm still not over this. I'm seeing it a second time. You think, oh, I would be a little more numb to it. No, I'm more fired up over it. Put your phone down. Put it on speakerphone. Stop staring at the screen. And the worst part about it, this whole accident waiting to happen could have been avoided if her and her sister just drove together.
Absolutely.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why they didn't drive together from the first place. I really don't understand now.
I'll tell you why.
Tell me why.
It's because the sister went there to be an emotional support because she didn't even know he's coming. She needed someone. But then she also needed her sister to leave so they have some private time.
But they drive from the airport home. So drop Sienna off at home, have her get in her car there and leave.
True. I'm trying to make sense out of this.
Don't make sense out of things that are nonsensical. But you're FaceTiming the person who's literally driving in the car behind you. So that means now you have two people on the highway FaceTiming, not paying attention to the road. It's a disaster waiting to happen.
It is. I hate when people do it. Either get headphone. You can get like one headphone in so you still can pay attention to your surroundings.
Sure.
Or if you have the car that connects to your phone, well, just do that. Don't FaceTime. Gee.
Or put it on speakerphone and put it on the seat next to you.
No. Here's my biggest issue with this. We all talk on the phone in our cars. I do it responsibly. It connects to my car, right? But my issue with this was her freaking out. Regardless of being on the phone or not being on the phone. If you're not feeling okay, if you have a panic attack, quoting her, don't drive. And if you have to drive, pull over and collect yourself.
Yeah. No, she was doing multiple bad things at once.
Oh, yeah. But luckily for all of us and herself, she gets to the airport. She meets up with Sienna, still freaking out. But Manuel's flight landed, so let's go and see if he's on it.
Yeah, she saw that the flight was assigned to a baggage belt.
Yeah.
And so she's hopeful. Okay, well, if the flight's assigned, his flight at least is here. We don't know if he made it on his flight, but the flight's at least there. He did. Okay? Spoiler alert, he made it. He finally strolls out
he comes out. He's like, "Por qué you crying, woman?"
Yeah, why are you crying?
Yes, I didn't get the full sentence.
Oh.
I got "por qué," and then I got the subtitles.
Okay. Sister Sienna's just standing there in the background holding the Welcome to America sign. It was so funny to just see Ashley and Manuel just really embracing each other. And then Sienna just standing there. Like she was brought there to just hold the sign, I guess.
Probably. Sidetrack. So my parents are coming, right? Should we have a sign?
No.
Because they've been to America?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Back to this.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I thought, like, should we do something fun?
No.
Like, should we welcome them in dinosaur costumes?
You know what the best sign is?
What?
You. That's a good sign that you're standing there.
Like us picking them up so they don't have to be lost. And
That's a really nice gesture. That's really all they want to see.
I guess. I saw this awesome video when people picked up people at the airport in those inflatable dino costumes. It was so much fun.
That's more about you than it is them. That's how I feel about that. Is that if you're putting on a dinosaur costume, you're trying to make a grand statement about look at me. It has nothing to do with the person who just flew 12 hours to get there. Now, if you want to choreograph a dance routine for your parents' arrival, absolutely. And I actually have a couple thoughts we can talk about off mic.
I think my parents would just walk straight past us.
Yeah, we don't know them. Why is John trying to moonwalk in there? Hold on, Carell. Come back. Wait, come back. So
I just pictured it.
It's great.
It's great.
Okay. So the embrace. I don't know. Maybe I'm already put off by Ashley just because of her driving, but she's too much. She's so smothery. Like, give this guy a little space, right? Like, the minute he comes down that escalator, she just starts smothering and suffocating him.
She's in love.
I don't know.
I cuddled you when you landed in Vienna after 1 week of not seeing you.
And
I filmed you walking out. I should have put a dinosaur costume on.
it was the right amount of greeting without being like, all right, I stink. I was just on a flight for 8 hours. Let's boop each other, hug each other, walk outside. Like, I'm okay with PDA. I'm more than okay with PDA, but not public displays of sexuality. Like, I don't need to see you nearly impregnate each other. Right?
Yeah. I get it. I like the correct amount of PD. I like booping in public, not making out in public.
Yeah. Call
I
me
said
old-fashioned.
Publix, like the supermarket.
Call me old-fashioned.
It's not old-fashioned. I don't like when people do it around me because it makes me uncomfortable. Then I don't do it because I don't want to make other people uncomfortable. I also like doing things in private. So
yeah, there's some things that are better left to be behind closed doors.
For sure.
Did you hear Manuel's comment about, so I'm here. Now we only have 90 days to get married. And I kind of wondered, can we have 120 days?
I know. Why do you need extra 30? What is that going to do?
Well, he's not sure. He's clearly not sure about this relationship.
And I have a bad feeling because first I was like, oh my gosh, he's so excited to be here. He's so excited to see her. But he makes the classic, I love America comment. I'm here in America. I can't believe this. Woohoo, go USA.
I'm not going to hold that against him because I think we just know that there are some scammers out there. So when you put it into that context, it seems bad. But when I touch down in Czech, when I say like, I love Czech, I'm so excited to be here, that doesn't seem nefarious. That doesn't seem sketchy. It's just because it's America. When you say that, you go, oh, this seems right. But maybe I'm wrong because the whole, I don't really want to move to America. I think you should move here. But then, now you know what? I will come there. Kind of seemed like he was trying to play like he wasn't that overly excited about it, but he kind of really was.
It's more of the, I have family and friends in upstate New York, like in New York City. It's like,
that's the red flag.
So is this why you are here? Like,
that's
why
the red
are
flag.
you here?
That's the red flag. Especially because Ashley is from New York.
Yeah.
So, yes, it wasn't like they met online and he wasn't looking for someone who lives in New York specifically. But when she was there in Ecuador, and then it came up in conversation, oh, I live in New York. He's probably like, wait, what? My family does too.
This was 10 years ago, so maybe not.
Fair enough.
But just and you guys can have a different opinion or give me shit for it, and that's okay. I don't believe in second chances. I truly don't. When it comes, let me finish.
Yeah.
When it comes to relationships, I think if you fuck up once, you break up once, do not go back. I am not a fan of that. I would never do it.
Oh, see, I disagree. It's a case-by-case basis because it's not like one person cheated on the other, and that's why they broke up. They went their separate ways. They tried to make it work long distance, and it didn't, of course. You're young.
No, but they could have done something else before. Like, if you want to be with someone, make it work. If you can't make it work, you have to move on because I'm sure there were issues, right? The issues will eventually come back, and maybe not in the form of them acting on them, but it will be lingering in the background. It will come up in a conversation, and it may create issues.
I disagree. I think the issues stemmed from them living in separate countries, on separate continents. I think the fact that they're living together now in the same home, not even in the same home state, maybe a lot of those issues will go away. I don't know. It's too early to tell.
We'll see. I personally am just not a fan of second chances because I don't believe in that. I don't believe if something ends once, then why would you go back to it? If it ended for a reason. And again, I get it was a long distance, but people do long distance. You can make things work if you really, really want. And maybe they did not want it enough.
You know what my question would be?
What?
Manuel does have family in New York. They've been together for 10 years.
They have not. They've been separated for 10 years.
They've known each other for 10 years. When did his family move to New York, or his friends, or whoever it is that he knows? When did they move to New York? Were they there from the minute they met? Or did they just move there a few years ago, and now Manuel's like, oh, now that my family's in New York, let me fire things back up with Ashley.
Who knows? But it's a good thought.
Thank you. Okay, to Ashley's house we go. Hot water in tow, which was confusing for Manuel, but okay, obviously we're pretty privileged to have all the amenities that we have here.
Not even that. I mean, yeah, absolutely. But you and I, and a lot of you guys, I'm sure, you travel, right? So you get to see other cultures. You get an exposure to how people live in different countries, right? He has never left his hometown, it seems like. She made it sound like. So everything is different for him, right? If you've been elsewhere, then you're kind of like, oh, okay, they do things differently here. No shit. Like, it's a different country. He's like, oh my gosh, everything's so different. Why is it so different? I'm not used to this.
Right. All he knows is his neighborhood, his town. Yeah. That's
so he's
a good
like,
point.
It's hot outside. Why do you have hot water? It doesn't make any sense. It's like, well, because no matter the temperature, you have hot water in the US. And yes, we are privileged of that. But that's how things are. So just, say, oh shit. All right, moving on. It's good to have it.
Well, you also have hot water because you have another luxury, air conditioning. So even though it's 95 degrees outside, it's a nice 68 in your home. So you do want to take a hot shower.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, it's luxury on luxury. But it goes from Manuel being a little confused about the hot water to Ashley being in hot water.
What do you mean?
Because there's no door on the bedroom. And
I
this is
wonder
not
if that's
good.
like a witchy thing.
No, maybe it's a lonely person thing. Although she's got a lot of friends, so I don't think she's that lonely.
I do like, even if I'm alone, I still like the door. You can still even you go to the bathroom and stuff, you want to close the door, no matter if someone's in your home or not.
Sure.
Right?
No, I would give me a door. Give me a door. She doesn't have a door, which means Rico Suave and Lyra can just come and go as they please, which is not ideal for Manuel.
Well, so he gets to the house and he's fine with Rico Suave because it's this semi-swell dog. But wait a minute, there's a black cat. He starts spitting, he starts pinching.
No, he doesn't.
I'm like, I see what you're doing. I'm with you. I'm kidding. But he also
Teresa's never bonded so quickly with the 90-dayer.
But he says, well, cats give me a bad vibe. And I can understand. For me, it's like black cats, so I'm like very specific. And I had one of our friends messaged us and said, Teresa, how about you look at the black cat as like a good luck, right? Like embrace it. And I said to her, I'm like, well, that's a good thought, but I don't think I want to take the chances.
Right.
I don't think I want the cat to cross in front of my car and be like, oh, look at this cat. Let me keep driving without the spitting and the pinching.
You don't want to find out the hard way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think I appreciate the thought, but I don't think I can do it because I don't want to deal with the consequences
Sure.
of the black cat.
Sure. But basically, Manuel was like, well, I'll sleep on the couch. I can't sleep in this bed if it just means there's going to be a parade of animals coming in and out. And here's why I go, Ashley is too much. She was in tears over the idea of Rico Suave not sleeping in bed with her.
Okay.
Now you have your own Rico Suave. You got Manuel. You don't need your semi-sweller to sleep in bed with you.
Okay. Let me explain something because I get it. She's been alone with Rico Suave for 10 years, right?
Yeah.
He's been there for her. He is a family member and the cat. So someone who she loves comes into her home without, and I assume they didn't talk about all this, is telling her now, oh, Rico Suave is out. It's emotional. It's pets are kids.
I understand.
Pets are your children.
But don't be crying about it. You could be upset. You could have feelings about it, but you're going to cry. Put a dog bed in the corner of your room and say, here, Rico Suave, here's where you're going to sleep now.
I'll get an elevated dog bed.
Get an elevated dog bed. Get a dog hammock.
What's that?
Patent pending. I don't know. Just imagine like a dog in the corner just in
You
a
think
hammock.
that his paws would go through the holes?
Well, who has to say it's got to have holes in it?
Ah.
Maybe we should take this part out of the pot. This is a pretty good idea.
It's a pretty good idea.
I think a cat hammock would be better because a cat could just pop right up there.
I don't think he's so worried about a cat because guys with cats call in, but I don't think cats sleep on a bed, do they?
Oh, some do.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like dogs do that.
Here's my whole thing. Manuel, this is the first time he's ever left his home, gone to a new place, flew on a plane. Do what you can, at least in the beginning, to make him feel at home now. This is his new home. Make him feel welcome. It's one of our 3 C's. Compromise.
Correct, but there can be a compromise of like, all right, yeah, there can
Rico Suave can sleep Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the bed.
I don't know how you want to stop him if there is no door.
Put a door up.
Well, yeah,
Or
but
get a dog hammock.
well, they should have had this conversation about this semi-sweller sleeping in bed before he came.
Yes. In Ashley's defense, she probably didn't even think about it.
True.
She's so used to it, she probably didn't even think it'd be an issue.
True.
But
Like when we go to check and Fluffy the dog sleeps with us once in a while. She doesn't really like it. She did for 10 minutes because I really like tried to push her on the bed and then she left.
Yeah.
Did it bother you?
I would not have wanted to sleep all night with her in the bed.
Why not?
It gets hot. She's going to wake up, jump off. She's going to see like light through the window or something and start barking. It's like, it's not conducive to a great night's sleep.
Well, luckily she did not want to sleep with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Dogs are babies. Dogs are family members. And if dog sleeps in the bed, like don't try to
It's not a
change
good
it.
defense. So your kids are family members too. At some point, they got to get out and get in their own bed.
I'm scared. My parents used to lock their door and I used
Exactly.
to sleep in front of it
Exactly.
on a little mat.
Exactly.
Not because they made me. I had my own bed, guys. Don't worry about it. I just used to watch Coneheads and then I couldn't sleep because I was freaked out. Have you ever watched the show?
No.
Coneheads? The people with the
I know
head
the
shaped
show.
as a cone?
I know the show.
I
Dan
could not
Aykroyd.
sleep. Could
Yeah.
not sleep. And I used to sleep in front of my dad's and mom's bedroom door because I used to travel at night and try to sleep with them. And they got pissed.
What do you mean
They
you used to
said,
travel at night and try to sleep with them?
like I traveled from my room
Oh.
to their bedroom.
Got it.
And they got pissed. They're like, you need to sleep in your own bed. You have a room. You have a nice bed. There are no cone heads. Stop watching it. I was
Yeah.
like 6. And so they locked the door. And I brought my pillow and my blanket and I camped in front of it.
Nice.
Right?
Okay. So then things go from bad to worse because Ashley, of course, has got to get into a little witchery, as witches do. Before dinner, she wants to light up some incense, do some of her rituals, And Manuel starts to get really uncomfortable.
I don't love the incense.
Yeah, I mean, we all went to college at some point and we all fired up a couple sticks.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Back in my henna phase, I was also lighting incense.
My mom sometimes does that. I enjoy it when I walk into one of those like stores in Sedona that they sell
It's a vibe.
crystals and stuff. But I would not light up at home. I don't love the smell. Give me a Airwick.
There's different scents. You got to find the one you like.
I know, but it's
I don't like incense stores. You walk in, it's overwhelming.
I like it for like a hot minute. I'm like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at all the little rocks and the wooden stuff, the nature things.
I liked the incense as a kid because maybe a little bit of a pyro, but you can light something. It's something you're like allowed to light, and it burns, and it's fun, and it smells good.
All right.
So she's doing this, and Manuel's like, you're not really a witch. Like, what's all this? What's all this talk? You're not a witch. If you were a witch, you would cast spells, and you don't cast spells.
She may at this moment.
She may. And Ashley's like, well, your idea of a witch isn't correct. That's old fashioned. That's movies. That's not what a witch is. A witch is a person that works with the spirits, spirituality to have a better life.
Yes. Well.
Yes.
So
well,
she goes get the food, right?
Yeah, the Uber Eats came. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Manuel fires up the good old Google.
Mm-hmm.
And what he finds does not say that witches are all connected to nature, spiritual, fun-loving stuff. It says they are connected to the devil.
Yeah. And he confronts Ashley about this and says, don't tell me you're a witch, because what I have right here on my trusty phone, it says witches get their powers from the devil. Wrong answer, Manuel. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. This sets Ashley off.
Yes, and I'm at least glad she said that, well, if he doesn't respect who I am, this is not going to work out.
That's not the only thing she said. When she goes outside and she's with the producer, she's like, can I vent? This witch thing is going to be hard to navigate through. He's looking at old school things. Trust me, I'm a motherfucking witch, ho. Which, put it on a t-shirt and send one to us, because I need an I'm a motherfucking witch, ho tee.
I would probably put it on.
Yeah, at least on Halloween.
You want to go as Ashley and Manuel?
Ooh,
No.
Absolutely not. But that's where we're at with them, and things are getting contentious. It's day one. It's like hour one, and she's like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if he's going to accept me, and if he can't.
It's because he's too close-minded, and I'm not saying it's his fault. It's just he's never been anywhere. He hasn't explored or experimented anything outside of his bubble, his hometown, his friends, his family. Like, he has no idea about anything else, and now he's like, wait a minute, I'm in the US, I'm in America, there is hot water and she's a witch?
Mm-hmm.
This is too much for me.
It's a lot.
But at the same time, they should have talked about this on their FaceTimes. Like, she
100%.
should have been like, hey, like, I'm about to go and cast some spells or not, connect with the moon. Like, wait a minute, I'll call you in 15 minutes when the moon shifts over. Like, I don't know. She should have been more open with him about it.
Yeah, she actively hid. The first episode, we saw her tell her friends, like, yeah, I haven't really told them everything there is to this. It's like, you're at fault then. You know that he's not going to accept it, which is why you didn't tell him. And now that he's not accepting it, you're all pissed.
Yeah.
Explain it to him so
Exactly.
he can understand, and he doesn't just trust his Google sources.
Well, I think now it's too late. You dropped him in this, and now he's like, oh my gosh, like, she either is a witch connected to the devil, or she's going to cast a spell, or she's not a witch, just pretending to be a witch. I don't know what's worse or not. Like, she just dropped him into this thing. And I'm not taking Manuel's side. He needs to open his mind a little more, but she should have been more honest, because, listen, if that's who you are, and you are about to bring this person over and spend a life with him, they need to know. And I get it. This is all like from speed dating to the altar, because you don't get to live with your partner. You did a K1, right? But that's why you need to be honest and have these conversations on the freaking FaceTime.
I am taking Manuel's side, because he could only deal with the information that's provided to him. And Ashley chose not to provide him with all the information. So I have to take his side because now he's like, wait, what? No, I don't accept this. This is all a shock and a surprise and news to me. She should have been more. She got a visa for a guy she was lying to about her beliefs. And now she's mad that, he doesn't accept it. It's like, yeah, you should have been open about it before you got him a K1.
I don't think she was lying. I think she
lying by omission.
She didn't tell him the whole thing, which she should have.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
If this is going to be your reaction, you should have told him, and then you could have avoided this whole thing.
I agree. It's like if someone says, "Oh yeah, I'm religious, but like not too bad." They go to church every Sunday. It's like, well, you are more religious than you told me. If you told me at the beginning, like, I'm religious, I go to church every Sunday, I participate in the church band, and then I'm like, whoa, ooh.
Well, first of all, what instrument? Yeah. No, great comparison. Okay, I think this is a good place to take a break. We will collect ourselves, we'll collect our thoughts. We'll tell you about our sponsors for this episode, and we'll be back in a second.
Throwing a drink is easy, but you know what's even easier?
Wait, who would throw a drink? That's a waste of alcohol.
Well, not us Czechs, but we've seen it plenty of times on reality TV.
Very true. But I'm sorry. So what's easier than throwing a drink?
Getting a drink delivered with Drizzly, your go-to app for alcohol delivery.
That's right. With Drizzly, you can shop local stores and compare prices on your favorite drinks. Then get them delivered right to your door. No drama, no drink throwing, no name calling.
Just a tailored shopping experience for whatever occasion you're shopping for, from birthdays to weddings to reality TV watch parties.
We love drama, but not if it gets in the way of us getting our drinks. So save time shopping and get back to sipping. Download the Drizzly app or go to drizzly.com. That's DRIZLY.com today. Must be 21 plus, not available in all locations. And we're back.
Ahoy, Jonathan.
Ahoy, Teresa.
I just said ahoy because I feel like in Moldova they would probably understand ahoy. I don't know. Maybe not. Andrei, call in. I know you're listening.
We're talking about Nicole and Justin, or Igor.
Justin, a.k.a. Igor.
Okay. I totally thought Nicole was wearing a Married to Reality tank top. Shout out to that.
I missed that.
Shout out to that. Yeah. It's a good reminder. We do have merch if you're interested. We do have a tank top that looks exactly like this. Check it out.
And we may or may not be adding some fun stuff to the merch site.
That's a good point. We
talked about it. We just need to make it happen.
Keep an eye on it. So yeah, I was like, whoa, it's definitely our colors and close to our font, but it was not. Although maybe we'll send Nicole a tank top.
Nicole, marriedtoreality.com
Married to Reality podcast.
Okay.
.com. There's a button for the store.
Yeah, there's a button if you want a cooler shirt.
There you go. So, okay. She's at her apartment. She's rocking the MTR merch look-alike. And mom arrives.
Mirna. This is a very difficult name for me to pronounce. So we are not going to put this name on the potential if we ever have kids or dogs list.
Okay. I mean, it's off the table regardless of how easy it is to say or not. Mirna?
Yeah. They're names that I kind of like, but I could never pronounce them. So I have a no list because of pronunciation.
Okay.
And also the way it sounds.
All right. Let's talk about
Mirna
and Nicole. We get a little more backstory. So mom didn't always accept Nicole. Didn't always accept that she wanted to transition. And for 2 years, they didn't speak.
Yeah. So like their relationship was a journey. She did not support her. She wasn't there for her because let's not forget that when she transitions, this has been 25 years, right?
Yeah.
At that point, at that time, I don't think it was as accepted as it is now, right?
Definitely not as common.
Exactly, not as common, and not a lot of people would probably be like, wait, what? A sex change, right?
Mm-hmm.
So mom had to go through it with her own son, now daughter, and I can understand if it's something very, very different, how it would take her a while. It's sad and it sucks, and I feel for Nicole, right?
Yeah.
But I always try to see both sides, right?
Totally.
But now mom says, this is in the past. I regret it. I wasn't there for her, but now I am. I'm here. We're good. We're besties. And I just want her to be safe and be accepted and be loved.
Yeah. You can tell it tears mom up a bit that she did struggle with it because she lost a few years with her
for sure.
with her child, but now the relationship is strong, so that's great. I always say all's well that ends well. Could have been better, sure, but all's well that ends well. Mom's worried Justin and Justin's mom might have some issues similar to how mom did. She's worried they might not accept Nicole.
Yes, especially because it is Moldova. It's not the US. I feel like a lot of, not just Moldova, there are a lot of countries in the Europe that are not as open-minded, and people, we all live in the 21st century, of course, but not everyone in the country does. And they're more close-minded people, I would say.
Yeah.
And mom knows it. My mom is nervous. And it's not just because Nicole is transgender. I look at her, she is a woman. Like, there is nothing even for me to think like, oh, yes, like she's still going through the transitions, right?
Yes.
No, she looks great. But I think, listen, she looks great. I think it's more about like, she is a bold woman, right?
Yeah.
She has a bright blonde hair, big boobs. She wears sexy clothes.
Yeah.
That's the thing that's going to stand out.
Yeah. The only reason I go, I actually thought she was very pretty 15 years when we saw those.
She was.
Yeah. And then I'm not one, you always say I'm going to do work. I'm like, I'm not one for work. I like natural. I like, stop with the injections, stop with the plastic.
I would like bigger boobs.
Well,
I always say that.
We could discuss that off the mic. But that, I like when you're natural. So yeah, apparently Justin's friends abandon him because of Nicole. And mom looks at that and sees a silver lining. She's like, the fact that he even told his friends, the fact that he told his family that you are transgender proves his love and commitment.
For sure.
To you. Sure. I mean, he's also now going on television and really putting it out there. So I think that even speaks a greater volume that he's comfortable with it and embraces it and proud of it.
And then let's hear from Justin because he says a lot of good things. So
first and foremost, he says his name is Igor.
Because it is. And
he does not want to be called Justin.
This is my issue with this whole thing, and I'm taking his side. She doesn't like the name Igor because it is so Eastern European, right? You say, it's like the classic name. It's like Karen in the US. And I'm sorry, Karens, but
it's not your fault you were named Karen.
It's not your fault, but it's this, everyone started saying, oh, you're such a Karen, right? Igor is such like, oh, you're this Eastern European dude, right? She didn't like the name. She renamed him. It's not like he renamed himself. It's not like he's like, you know what, like, I'm not happy with my name. Just call me Justin. She said, oh, I don't like it and you look like JT. I hate it. If you try to rename me, I would be very mad at you. I would be like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. That's the name I was given. And as long as I am okay with my name, you need to be okay with my name.
Sure. I would have started with maybe, do you have any nicknames? Mm-hmm. Right? What do your friends call you?
It can go by Iggy. I used to work with a guy a long time ago, and he was from Turkey. He was an IT guy, and his name was Igor, and he went by Iggy.
That's what you could do is on the sly, you could create your own nickname based off of his actual name.
Yeah.
If you like something in that realm more, but to completely be like Igor's out, Justin's in.
Yeah.
Is wrong for a couple of reasons. I think one, obviously, as we said, it's not his name.
No, and
two,
he does not look like JT.
He does not look like JT. But two, she's trying to Americanize him. Yeah. And it's like taking his culture out of him, right? He is European. Mm-hmm. Igor's a European name. Now you're giving this very American name. It would be even less offensive, I feel like, if you gave him a different European name. Andre, okay, I like the name Andre better. I'm going to call you Andre. It's like you're giving him this American name.
You could call him Justine.
Sure.
It's a Czech name.
Sure. Justine, Einstein, we all Steen. Okay. So the other question I had, We saw him at this outdoor gym because he's a personal trainer. Do they have gyms like this in Czech?
No.
It was like this playground.
There is one. I think there is one in my town that's supposed to be like cool that you go to. But it's more like, there is not a lot. There are a couple of things. I sometimes see Facebook posts. It's next to children playground. So I almost feel like it's like you drop off your child to play around and you do a few pull-ups. Yeah, it's not common. We have some decent gyms in my hometown, at least. Like Czech people are trying to be healthy. But yeah, there is a gym like this in LA.
Yeah, in Venice.
Yeah, in Venice.
Muscle Beach. Well, that's what it's called. Okay, so then we see Justin meet up with his friend Sergey. Sergey is one of the friends that knows Nicole is trans and accepts it. So Sergey and Justin are closer than ever. And we see them go play chess in the park.
I love it. Why don't we play chess anymore? You got mad when I started winning.
You won once, Teresa.
And then you were like, we're done playing.
No, I got tired of winning all the time. I was like, go play some other people and come back when it's actually a challenge.
What are you talking about? We'll play chess after.
No, we won't. But there were parks like this in New York. Like Bryant Park, people play.
All these people are too good for me.
So good. So they're playing chess. They're talking about Nicole meeting Justin's parents. And Justin tells Sergey, like, my mom knows that Nicole is trans. She was surprised, of course. And Sergey's like, well, how did you even find out in the first place that Nicole was born a man? And we hear the story again from the other side.
Yeah. And I do feel for Justin in this case because
Totally.
It's all about trust. Trust, right? And also, you need to be upfront, especially, like, I get it if you're not going around and advertising that you're trans. That's okay. That's your choice. Not everyone needs to know. But someone you're about to marry should know.
Yeah, I always say, like, when people get up in arms that people are one way or another, it's like, it doesn't affect you. Like, why do you care? Why do you actually care what someone's sexuality is, their orientation? They're like, who cares? It has zero effect over you. The difference here is Nicole and Justin were in a relationship, so it did
engaged.
Right. So it did affect him.
He was in the U.S. on the K-1 visa. It's like when we met and I told you I'm from America, and you're like, no, you're not. You have an accent. I'm like, I'm from America, right? And I kept lying to you about me being American,
right? And
then eventually I'll be like, well, my visa ran out. I need to leave, and you'll be like, wait a minute, you're not American?
Yeah. Yeah. So, like,
I could have done that.
So Nicole does affect Justin when you guys are engaged. And that's why I say, well, one of the reasons I say, yeah, you should be open and honest with your partner. So he was psychologically traumatized, his words. And Sergey's like, were you intimate? And of course. And when Justin found out, he packed his things, he went home. And it's sad because he thought his friends would support him. He thought he could go back home, get the support he needed. But they rejected him for this.
Yes. But he says this is in the past. Now I had some time to think about it. And when Nicole and I reconnected and became friends, eventually back together, now I'm more mature. And all I see is a sweet and lovely woman. I don't think about anything else because that's who she is to me.
That's what you see. That's what I want to see. Can I see a photo? Let's see a photo. Sergey's like, whip it out. Let me see a photo.
His sexiest photo he has in his phone.
The smallest bikini. The teeny weeny polka dot bikini photo.
I'm like, I would like to have a belly like that.
Yeah. Sergey's like, she looks better than women here.
Yep.
And Justin's like, well, she attracts too much attention. And then this was my favorite scene of the entire episode. Sergey's like, we should ask these grandpas.
Let's get a check.
We should ask these Gerda checks what they think. If she's going to attract too much attention, what they think when they see her. And so Sergey turns around to the Gerda checks like, my friend, this is his bride-to-be. Is she beautiful? And all the grandpas were like, beautiful. Thumbs up, cheering, like, send me a link, looking closer. And Justin's like, do you think she would attract a lot of attention? And the grandpa's like, we're not dead. Yeah, of course.
There's this joke in Czech that grandpas take Viagra's to hold their sweatpants up. So I think all these grandpas are like, woo.
That's terrifying. Here's the thing. I don't think Justin's really worried about positive attention. I don't think he's worried about walking into a restaurant, everyone being like, damn, look at her. I think he's worried about negative attention. I think he's worried that maybe people will know that she's trans.
No, they won't. But I think it's I can understand if he's from a small town. Like, think about it. When we go to Prague, all kinds of people. No one cares if your hair is lit on fire or it's a melting pot, right?
Yeah, very Teresa eclectic.
Okay.
Okay.
Then think about my hometown, right? And
Yeah.
you look very European. And everyone knows that you're an American because it's a small town. People who know me know. But it's fine because you look like everyone else. You blend in, right? So you're not walking around be like, look at me. I'm different. I'm better than you. I'm from the U.S. Look at it. You're like, oh, Teresa's husband. It's John. He's from the U.S., right? He is worried that she's going to be so bright and so bold. And people might feel like, okay, are you showing up? Showing off? Because I strongly believe if we came and you were like bright green hair, you were like so like Louis Vuitton, tops to bottom, and just like people would feel like you are trying to show off.
Okay.
And I'm not saying you would, but just the idea of a small town and someone's just very, very extremely different.
Sure.
People would feel this way. And that's what I think he feels like because you don't see maybe a lot of people in his town that are bald and bright and some plastic surgeries and platinum blonde and big boobs and wearing pink. And that is going to attract attention. And there might be some haters be like, oh my gosh, like, is she trying to show off? Like, ew.
That's
what he's worried about. I don't think he's worried about people thinking, oh, look at this trans woman. Because I don't think anyone can tell.
That's a good point. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I'm very excited to follow this couple.
Me too.
Very excited. All right. Shall we talk about our next?
Sophie and Rob.
All right.
Rob is not the sharpest tool in the box. Let me just open up with that.
Rob drives a car. And I'm not going to really judge her, but it's a Chrysler Crossfire.
How do you know?
Because that car there's some cars that irk you. And for me, they're both Chryslers. PT Cruiser, I think it's a Chrysler, and a Chrysler Crossfire. And what makes it worse is that he needs to use a 2x4 to keep his trunk open. It doesn't stay open.
Okay.
It doesn't stay open automatically.
What is a 2x4?
Like a piece of wood.
Oh.
He had to go to Home Depot, grab a piece of wood, and he props open his trunk with it.
Have you seen his apartment? He doesn't even have a toilet. And again, I'm not counting anyone's money, but I feel like when you're in your 30s and you maybe have a job or jobs, maybe get an apartment with a toilet in it.
Yeah. So, okay. Today's the day, Teresa. Today's the day Sophie comes to America, which means today's the day I've practiced, I've put in the work, I met with my choreographer. It's showtime.
I love you, but do not ever do that.
Absolutely not. He's like, I cannot forget this day. He's like running through the routine. He's at the airport, running through the routine while he's waiting. I cannot forget this. This is too important.
It's like, what is the saying? Do it or die?
Do or die?
Huh?
Do or die.
Yeah.
This is do or die.
It's just like...
No, this is do and die. This is if you do this.
He just emphasizes this so much. It's like, dude, like, it's a really bad idea. Let me begin with that.
Bad.
You're talking to an English woman, talking to Europeans. We do not like shit like this. Let me just tell you, we do not like this attention-grabbing, cringy thing.
It's so corny.
So corny.
Sophie appears, and Rob is like, stop. And then he presses...
You should have been like, stop.
Hammer
Wait
time.
a minute.
Oh. What song are you singing? Stop.
It's Bruno Mars.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Put some liquor in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, stop. And then he presses play on his cell phone. Okay.
Let's bring a speaker.
Exactly, Teresa. Thank you. This is why you get me. We're married because of things like this. Get a JBL clip, Bluetooth speaker, put it on your belt loop. At least if you're going to do it, have decent audio. The fact that it's playing through your shitty phone speakers in an airport terminal makes it all the worse.
All the worse. It was just so cringy. I did enjoy Azuel's dance. You know why?
It was at least authentic.
It was very authentic. He dropped his bag, he stripped down, he showed off his tattoos, and he just went nuts because that's the rituals. That's what he does.
Yeah.
This dude was just like, okay, I saw Azuel's version when he landed in California and San Diego. Let me do my own version. Yeah. And it sucked.
Yeah. Did you see like some poor passenger was walking right toward them then just made a hard left as soon as I think they realized, because they couldn't hear the music, of course. It's like coming out of the phone. As soon as they saw it, boom, hard left.
Such a cringe.
It wasn't even complete. Maybe he ran out of time. I don't know. But
I hated his opening when he's doing that heartbeat. It looks like he's about to drop dead. I'm like, are you okay?
But it was like half choreographed. There was no ending. I thought it was at least going to be like a spin move to knee drop to proposal.
Yeah, his plan sucked. He's like, I'm going to dance first to kind of like, maybe she'll be like, oh my gosh, is he proposing? But then I'll be like, no, we're going to walk a little bit. Then I'll propose.
I think it was like a last minute test to be like, if she can deal with this level of embarrassment, she can spend her life with me.
Oh, I think he was just like, okay, I think this is a great idea and I'm going to do it.
It was so bad.
So bad.
And they start walking and then he drops down on a knee.
Well, Sophie tells the cameras, she's like, well, if a British guy did that dance, I would be done with him. But Rob is an American. He can't get away with it.
Yeah, but do it in a British accent.
I just did.
Oh. Yeah, it was bad.
It was so bad.
But then they walk and he does drop down on a knee and he's like, actually, will you marry me?
No, he was like, so I'm going to propose. So actually, will you marry me? Don't tell someone you're going to propose before you propose. Just propose. You're doing it.
It's better than what Christian did with Christian and Cleo.
Well, yeah. Sophie's answer is like, what the heck?
Yeah. This is not it.
No.
This is worse. I think an airport proposal is worse than an airport welcome sign. No one wants to get engaged in Terminal 3 of smelly LAX. Right?
Correct.
Not me, at least. At least here's how you do it. Here's anyone listening who's thinking about doing this. Here's how you do it. You put the ring box on the baggage claim. And it's coming around.
No.
And then you go, what's that? Oh, what's that? And then you see the ring box.
Yeah,
that's at least exciting.
No. Don't do that. Get a carry-on with a ring in it. Throw it on the baggage claim so it doesn't get lost.
Okay.
And maybe the carry-on is going to have a sticker on it say, will you marry me? You grab it. You'll be like, hey, babe, there's your luggage. And she'll be like, no, it's not. And you're like, yes, it is. You grab it, you put on the carry-on, and she'll be like, yes. And you open it up, and you take out the smaller box.
Hold on. I like how we're workshopping this. Okay. I'm going to take your idea.
Okay.
I'm going to one-up it. You get the ring in the carry-on. It's a beautiful carry-on. It is wrapped. Maybe there's a bow on it. There's something special about it. Okay. And you just get it. It doesn't say, will you marry me or anything. You grab your luggage. Then as you walk towards, there's always those guys, the limousine drivers holding those iPads. So you're walking with that carry-on. And you go, oh, I think this is our driver. And Sophie looks up and goes, huh? And on the iPad, it doesn't say Rob and Sophie. It says, will you marry me?
Ooh.
And
I'm going to one-up it too.
Okay. But inside the carry-on was the ring.
Oh.
She opens up the carry-on and there's the ring. And then inside the limo, now you're in a limo with champagne. Ooh. It's a celebration.
All right. That will cost some money.
Yes.
I'm going to one-up it.
Okay.
Don't do a carry-on. Do a large bag. Get yourself in it. have a friend throw you on the baggage claim. take you a couple of rides. And then she'll be like, where's Rob? And there's a friend saying, oh, there's my bag. He's going to grab the bag next to her. And he's going to open it up, jump out of it, and be like, will you marry me?
Yeah, that's it. I can't one-up that. That's
on a budget.
That's it. You want it. Okay. So then they go to the parking lot and get stuck in an airport elevator.
Oh my gosh, this is a nightmare.
The nightmare was Rob being like, this is the kind of stuff you always got to be ready for mentally. You always got to be mentally prepared. You know, like, be prepared to battle a roach for dinner when we get home. Just always be prepared for the worst.
I mean, listen, always be prepared. It's a good sign, but man, stuck in an elevator, I do get claustrophobic too, like hardcore.
Yeah.
Like today, I went to the store, went to Publix. Shout out to all the great supermarkets in Florida and the whole Southeast.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, really, I need to pee. So I'm telling John, I'm like, oh my gosh, let's just get in the elevator because I don't want to walk up the stairs. John is like, well, what if we get stuck? What are you going to do with your pee?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, thank you. Now I have to walk up the stairs because you made this comment.
I always think that, though. If there's any chance that I have to go to the bathroom, this is always being prepared. If there's any chance I have to go to the bathroom, I won't take an elevator because I'm like, what if I get stuck? Now I'm screwed.
Okay, I'm about to get personal and sad. Are you ready?
Not really.
Should I not?
We were having a good time. We were joking about proposals.
Okay.
We're laughing.
My grandpa died in an elevator.
Ooh.
It got stuck.
Yikes.
He lit up a cigarette.
Oh.
Poor heart.
Oh.
By the time they got them down, grandpa dead. I know.
Okay.
Okay, back to this fun
Okay.
stuff.
So
I was 4, guys, so at the time it didn't affect me as much because I just didn't understand.
yeah. Okay. They finally get out. Rob's like, I'm gonna take the stairs. I'm gonna get the car. And Sophie's standing there waiting and waiting. And finally, like, I'm just going to take the elevator and go find him.
Yeah, so she got in the elevator, which I would never after
Never
the
get back
traumatizing experiment. Also, it's LAX. There are probably 1,500 elevators because that airport is stupidly big.
Yeah.
And, well, she does it. She gets in the same one, press the button once,
Yeah.
gets to the 4th floor, waves him down, and he's so mad.
Yeah.
Like you're so annoyed by the elevator. Like, it's annoying how annoyed you are.
You're fucking up my vibe. I just did a dance for you, and now you're fucking up my vibe talking about this elevator? It's like, bro, do you forget that you just proposed? Now
Yeah.
you're fighting. Like, red flag.
He's the worst. I really
have no issues with him. I
do.
think he's kind of corny, but I just don't like that you just proposed and now you're fighting. That's a red flag. There should be a little grace period, a little honeymoon period after a proposal where neither person could do no wrong.
I think she must love LA so much because she's given up a fabulous life to live in this no toilet apartment.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see how this is going to evolve because I don't see her being in love with him.
Interesting.
She's 23.
I know she's too young. It's not gonna go to the distance. But I do think they bonded over real shit. I could see that they made a real emotional connection, and there's something there. But she's too young.
Also, if she's rich, just get an apartment for yourself.
Yeah,
and
she's too young and posh.
allow him to move in with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of his living situation, they're driving home. On the drive home, Sophie is reminded of the living situation that Rob is in. It's a bit more crime-ridden than she's used to. But when they get to the house, she likes the outdoor dinner setup that Rob prepared. Although I feel like, and it did look lovely, I feel like that's probably a shared space.
Oh, it is.
If you're sharing a bathroom, that backyard is not that backyard's not private.
For sure.
But they go inside.
I don't think he can live in an apartment with a backyard in LA and have no bathroom.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. They go inside and Rob's like, notice anything different? I gave you a desk area. You have a TV. We can game together.
Okay, dude.
Hey, couples that game together stay together.
All right.
She does think it looks better than last time, but she doesn't want to live there long term.
Yeah, and Rob is like, she doesn't know what it means to live in the hood. It's like, she doesn't want to know.
Right. And she does because she lived with you for a couple months last time. So, yeah. All right.
Let's go to last but not least.
Definitely not least.
Gino and Jasmine. And we get this fun opening scene when Jasmine's explaining her new looks. And it's not because she's like, oh my gosh, I'm done with extensions. I want to do something new. It was like, well, extensions are expensive here in Panama. My hair is expensive here in Panama. It's way more expensive in New York. And I have other needs. So
Michigan.
let me just do this one for Gino.
Michigan.
Michigan, thank you.
Yeah.
What did I say?
New York.
Oh, let me just do this one for Gino and just trim the hair and have a one less of an expense, which if she still dyes her hair and goes to the salon, that's still going to be like $400, but
Yeah,
probably cheaper than extensions.
she doesn't even know that Gino isn't working, and she did that. So
Yeah, I still don't get that because it's not like Gino's 75 and it's like, okay, I've worked my whole life.
I get the sentiment of, hey, I want to be able to spend every minute with Jasmine when she gets here and gets accustomed. But it's like, take a 2-week vacation.
Go on a fucking sabbatical for a month or two.
Yeah.
Don't quit your job.
Yeah. I do like her hair, though. I think it gives her more personality, if that's even possible.
I think so too.
I think it looks good on her. So we see her saying goodbye. Liz, and I'm not one for conspiracy theories, but there's a lot of talk of this. Liz was not crying like her aunt was leaving. Liz was crying like her mom was leaving.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, they lived together.
Okay. Is it your aunt?
Well,
Or is it your
she's also-
sister? Or who
she's
is it?
also an
Sister?
ad-
Is it sister?
Sister.
Okay, sister.
She's also an adult, so it's not like I think her bank was leaving. I think Gina
Yeah.
was paying for everything, and now, well, she's going to the U.S. So goodbye luxury.
I was surprised Jasmine's actual children were not there to see her
Yeah.
off. That
I
was
don't know.
the head scratcher for me.
Yeah, but she gets to the airport. She puts the semi-stroller in a dog stroller. And listen, I love dogs. I love all dogs. Even if I call them semi-strollers, I still love them. Don't put your dog in a dog stroller. Put him in a dog backpack. Which she also is carrying. I don't know if you saw it. She's carrying the pet backpack while having the dog in a stroller.
Just don't put them in your bed. Am I right, Manuel?
I don't know. Like if the dog, let the dog walk, and if it can't walk, just put him in a. I don't know. I just don't like the dog strollers.
Yeah, I'm not one for strollers.
No.
So, okay. Cut to Michigan. Gino's prepping for that Panamanian party. Even though things are apparently not the best between them, Jasmine blocked him the night
my
before.
gosh.
He's like, I don't even know if she's on the flight.
But he's going to Detroit to get her at the airport. I love the Detroit airport. It's a noodle.
It's a noodle, and it's got the
train inside the building.
like the
It's
air.
open. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Remember
fun.
when you wanted to go to this one bar and you
Oh,
looked
don't
at a
even-
map
Oh,
the
no.
wrong way?
Oh, no.
And you made me walk all the way to one side of the terminal. And then I looked at the map and I'm like, it's on the other side.
Literally the complete opposite
But
side.
we took the nice fun train.
Yeah. So, okay. Gino's at the airport. Jasmine arrives. She was able to cool down on the flight. She was able to reflect on their relationship. She was able to calm down. So now she's not mad. They see each other and they run into each other's arms.
Yes.
I wish Gino choreographed something. He was wearing the Michael Jackson hat.
Classic.
He could have done quite the number. He could have done Smooth Criminal. He could have done Billie Jean. He did none. He did none of those things.
Yeah, and they're like hugging and kissing, and the semi-sweller Coco is in the stupid stroller freaking out because you put a dog in a stroller. The dog wants to be hanging out outside the stroller,
No.
be part of the family.
Yeah, Coco's jealous. Coco is like Fluffy the dog. Doesn't Fluffy always get jealous
She does.
when she sees you like hug your mom or maybe
She
anything?
freaks out.
Yeah.
But at least my parents don't put Fluffy in the stroller.
Yeah. So Jasmine's like, well, I'm dying to see your house, but more than that, I want to smell it.
And Gina's like, what do you expect it to smell like? And Jasmine's like, flowers, something beautiful. And Gino's like, well, I can spray some Lysol.
How do you feel about chocolate milk farts?
Ew.
I know exactly what she's saying.
I
That
hate,
is such a specific smell. I know exactly what she's saying.
I was the child in the kindergarten and school.
With the chocolate milk farts?
No, I don't drink flavored milk. Like I've never have. I hate every single one of it. I'm a sucker for regular milk. John knows. I drink a lot of milk. I do not like flavored milk. I never have. I never will.
Okay.
So
Rant over? Or?
I don't understand these
So my farts smell like regular milk.
Chocolate farts.
Yeah.
I don't fart. I'm a lady.
Okay. They get to the parking garage. Jasmine's like, it's freezing. Is this still the air conditioning? Or
She's like, this is so gray. This is so cold. What is happening?
you have smoke coming out of your mouth?
Michigan, baby, Michigan.
That was always my favorite day of the year. It was like that first day where you could see your breath and you go, now we're in it.
Okay, fun fact. My phone is being dumb. So we woke up this morning. We were like, let's go grab a coffee. Let's go on a walk. So I'm going to get ready. Look at my stupid phone. And the phone tells me it's 60 degrees outside.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, awesome. 16 in Florida this early on. So I put on long pants, long shirt, my baseball hat, and like waiting for John to get ready. And he comes out in flip-flops and a tee. And I'm like, it's 60 degrees outside. What are you wearing? I'm about to grab a sweatshirt. And John is like, it's 75. I'm like, no, it's not. My phone was showing a different temperature, right?
It's very strange.
We walk outside. It's fucking 80 degrees.
Yeah.
It's hot as fuck. I walk around. I sweat in my long sleeve.
Actually, no.
Because my phone lied to me.
Your phone lied. Then we checked mine. Mine said something. Then we asked Alexa. I don't want to say it too loud. And then she said even higher number.
Yeah, and it was 80 degrees, guys. My stupid phone telling me it's 60. Yeah. I was hoping for it. I got lied to. I got hot.
Yeah.
Ran over.
Yeah, okay. So here's how I feel about the whole cold weather thing. Jasmine was wearing like a sweatshirt at best. Gino should have gotten her a coat. Like, that's the welcome gift you give someone who's coming from a warm country to Michigan. It's like, get her a nice coat.
Do you really want Gino to buy any fashion for anyone?
Great point. No. So, okay. Jasmine's review of Michigan. This place screams depression. It's gloomy. It's dark. I don't think God wanted people to live here.
Yes. And then she says that this is like hell, but the winter version.
I feel like her review of Michigan could apply to just Gino's condo. It's gloomy. It's dark. Screams depression. I don't think God wanted people to live here.
Yeah.
They get to the house, and Gino gets Jasmine to look around, gives her the grand tour. This is recycling. This is where I put all my frozen dinners.
What? That's an outdoor recycling bin,
This is the good
dude.
stuff. This is the good stuff. These are my plastic bags. I save them for traveling. What? What do you do with them?
Well, yeah, we also do that. We put shoes in them.
I know, but we don't save them specifically for traveling.
No, but we also have a bag, like a nicer bag that we put the plastic bags in, so it's organized.
Fair
We
enough.
don't just shove it in the kitchen cabinet. It's horrible.
Fair enough.
Apparently, the apartment smells. The color of the wall is horrible. Coco's like, well, this place seems like a garbage, so let me just pee.
Yep. That's not the only issue when it comes to bodily function.
Well, the tour continues, and there is a deuce in the
What?
toilet. A deuce?
Who are you? A 7th grade boy? What? Where did you learn that?
I
Why did you say that?
Is that a word for poop?
Yeah, but like I said in like high school with my friends.
I've read an article today on Facebook about this deuce that's been that's worth $39,000.
Why are you calling it that?
I don't know.
The article said that?
Well, someone commented on it.
This is why we need to ban social media, folks.
Well, it was the oldest fossilized deuce.
Stop calling it
It's
that.
apparently belonged to.
Stop calling that. Let me check your chair. You're wearing Janko jeans. Why do you have a wallet chain?
It belonged to a sick Viking,
Uh-huh.
and they got fossilized, and now it's worth $39,000.
Wow. Wow.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Gino's was worth nothing. It's floating in the toilet for God knows how
so
long.
disgusting. I was so disgusted. If there was a roach growing on the floor, I would just leave.
Yeah, that would be it. She loved everything else about the bathroom, though. It was like a surprisingly nice bathtub with this
Big bathroom, yeah.
like these bay windows.
But she's like, well, this is really nice, but I picture like remodeling, changing the faucet, making space, doing this, doing that. And Gino's like, oh my gosh, I probably need to tell her I don't work
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. And then she sees the bed. And what's on the bed? All the spots.
And Gino's like, that's when I put a lotion on me and I roll into bed. lie, because I put lotion on me. I don't in the bed. We don't have spots on our bed.
No.
I think it's from his sperm.
Could be. I mean, there is, I think, lotion on the nightstand. There's also a tissue box on the nightstand.
Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah. Jasmine, rightfully so, wants a new bed. Although Gino was smart enough to say, like, this bed, I got it after my divorce.
He had to think about it for a second.
But good answer, Gino.
Yeah.
Like, that's the right answer. So Jasmine's like, we have some work to do with this place.
Yes, well, wait for it, Jasmine. Wait for it to hear that all that money he always talks about. Well, now that's all the money they have.
Yeah. Yep. Woo. What an episode, Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
We learned a lot about each other on this episode.
Did we?
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Did you like my fun fact about that fossilized poop?
Oh, there we are. Yes, it was great. All right, guys. Woo, what an episode. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Hope you guys enjoyed listening. If you guys want to hear even more, we're on Patreon. We're on Supercast. We're talking about 90 Day the Other Way. Check it out. Patreon.com/marriedtoreality, marriedtoreality.supercast.com. Also, make sure you follow us on Instagram so you stay up to date with everything we got going on, the memes. You could message us on Instagram at Married to Reality Pod.
Mm-hmm.
Also, make sure you're following the podcast. So easy to do. Just look down and smash that follow button.
Guys, smash it like it is hot. It is the beautiful review from our friend South Jersey Pete.
Shout out to South Jersey Pete.
S.P.
J. You know who you are. Not Sarah Jessica Parker. It's South Jersey Pete. All right. Thank you, Pete. That is it. I think I've said it all. Teresa, you said more than enough. What is that? You dropping a deuce over there? What's going on? All right. Have you said enough? Have you said it all?
I have.
All right. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.